Loud. Hello, guys. Hola. Ciao. Ah, so I am just having fun with this birds effect, whatever, because I want you to guys to try to focus on my hair. And so I try to make it as voluptuous or this volume, big hair, but I have a thin, fine, coarse hair, but I have a lot of hair, and I also kind of shredding a lot of hair. I mean, it happens, so. It's a normal thing. Um, but so I thought, man, that's kind of cool. Like I don't have to do all this products or tools to make it. But I think that's big enough, And I hope you can hear me because I do have my we're doing the what do you call them? The HOA doing the maintenance and landscape mowing of the grass, so that quite allowed. But I've been kind of waking up earlier than my normal wake up time, and it's actually kind of fun because yesterday my everything is more um, tracked and documented here. This is why I like the watch, smartwatch. 75 right now for my BP, and heart rate is very, very good. So I'm feeling good. Hope you guys are also feeling good. It's rather cloudy. I see some blue sky in the sky now, so that's nice in the clouds. But it did rain also, drizzle, and I don't know exactly how many percent, but I don't really like waking up to, you know, um, like the weather news. I usually check it the night before and kind of like the whole week because also Memorial Day is coming. So there we go. And so I'm just trying to do a video here, and hopefully I can upload this. I am taking break from a lot of reading from my school, and you know. Uh, yeah, it is quite a lot of reading. I mean, plenty of time, but also it almost really felt like I wouldn't say not enough time. There's just so much. There's just so much. And eh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? You probably think, what the is up with her hair? But this is why exactly I'm filming this because the big hair is achieved. And I just found this. This is like amazing. Uh, It's like a cover up. It's overall cover up. It's quite long and it's very gorgeous. You know, it's amazing how organizing you can find all this cool stuff. And I have so many things. And so, I honestly I'm trying still working on being a minimalist because I just have so many things accumulated through the years. I'm never close to a hoarder at all. I do a lot of collections, and I get rid of half of. I have really um, unique collections, and I have quite a lot of collections. But the ones that I truly keep that really kind of matter to me, and it's more valuable, you know, in a sense, is not just being it so the sentimental value of it, but also I'm just really into jewelry. Clothes is okay. It's kind of it's there. So whether I like it or not, because I did a little bit of modeling, either just a completely just a portrait model photo just for the photo to use in the site. And I've been to a few business where they use my face and in their business page. Um, but that one is rather limited. It's more like locally. So, I'm not trying to be like a big star here. I'm already kind of my own I've always been a rock star and a singer. Yeah, so there we go. And that's already proven, so I don't have to prove anything really. But anyways, so it's back to the collection. So the jewelries, and even right now, I'm just really trying to wear what really is more, I guess, sentimental and like really meant a lot to me, like my dad's necklace. Um, and mama and so my parents, and then like my birthstones, and it's more intimate, like the rings that was bought for me, and so that was quite nice. And the one that I bought also, that I thought it's really nice because I can wear them. uh it's like an everyday jewelry, but it's really quite nice. So I'm a student, so I don't really, well, I suppose I do go out. It's just that it's not as like compared to, I guess, before, where it's almost like it's always party, and so anyways, I'm just kind of rearranging this. But the point of this uh video rather is just to kind of um check on everybody, and also because the hair is serving. Um I'm not trying to be cool here, and using all these cool words, I guess now, but I don't know, guys. I just want to talk about this guy really quickly, or briefly, because that is his book. Well, the first one is The Emperor of Gladness, is the newest book, which I just ordered. But Ocean Vuong, my gosh, I could not stop. By the way, I do like to write, and I do like poetry. And in fact, I felt like when I started writing my songs, but they're rather personal, so I never really get to go out there and do a recording, whatever, because it's very personal, and I felt kind of uh, I would be embarrassed if I would have released the song. But I compose uh few songs, but they're personal to me, so it's just there. But I was dying, I think one of his song, it was very you know um I would say a beginner's, very amateur, but I made that song, and even my youngest brother know the song, and it was a complete song. But there's the rest are just kind of I close keep it close to my heart. But anyway, so this guy, um he's very my goodness, like the way he used words, and very articulate, and very also it's like a magic in a way. Um it's very, very impressive to me. Is just it's just screaming excellent, like all the way. Gosh, like this guy, I guess the first book, I think they mentioned two more books now, and I don't really want to say that because I might get it wrong. The title, but there's something with like uh, uh, the title are also very amazing. But those two books, and then I guess the 2016 was the book where he got a few uh awards, and I think that's when he really kind of start to be known, and be out there, exposed, I guess. It's the On Earth, we briefly are gorgeous. What a title, right? And I think, yeah, the gorgeous word too, how he's like uh because I like the word like beautiful or pretty, and but rather gorgeous, because of the queer community, and nothing against queers, and I have a few friends back in the Philippines, not here, that are you know uh queers. And so but one of them passed away, actually. But anyways, it's just, I mean, the his mind, I want his brain. It's genius. I'm taking a break right now, so much reading. I posted two subjects that I took this year, and it's quite really tricky, actually, or this quarter, and psychology, and it really will uh you know do something. twist your brain and your ideas, and it's rather good for the mind. I think it's psychologically, it's more beneficial if you're constantly using your brain, not in a stressed or like bad thoughts, so to say. It's more like just kind of a brainstorming, and like reading is a good way, playing music, kind of memorizing things, learning new languages, those kind of things. Um, which are beneficial to your mind and your brain. And the brain is very important, because everything you do, it just sensor it, to your brain. So if your brain is not quite working correctly, yeah, you're in trouble. Anyways, and that's just not speaking as a medical student, but also that should be a kind of a foundation knowledge, to know. Anyways, I guess our topic right now. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit here too, because I do have very close friends, and my man is very good with words, and I believe him. But it's just it constantly like topic to topic, but felt like a lot of it, like in like philosophy. I mean, this, but like I mean, even though we have to kind of base on this all this uh, philosophers and great philosophers, they always kind of have to want us to relate it to our own life and experience, and to the current events. And so that is really even more fascinating to me, because a lot has changed, and this is what I meant by every time you think, oh, something, that's not really the case. And also now I felt like, growing up and also like being in school, I remember I wasn't really into history, but the more I listen and watch all this poetry and authors and writers and talking about history, and now I felt like, well, I travel a lot. I'm a very well traveled person. I've been to 27 countries and 45 states, but so that was helpful. That's kind of in a way I do history of, like, the history of a place, and but I really travel for food. That's what it's and I mean, the culture and the tradition and the people, of course, especially the people. And I think this is one thing that's why a lot of people are falling in love with uh Ocean, because, by the way, his name Ocean too, it's really amazing, like Ocean, being uh, uh, a Pisces, and like water sign, and it's just like, yep, it's so uplifting, and it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. But and I think it suits him very, very well, because he mentioned like how they are always named, you know, the, their name are always kind of connected to to nature, and I thought that was really that was rather nice, that was really nice. And so back to being uh having said that when you cannot just always kind of think, oh yeah, like, yeah, like that, like Mr. Know-it-all, because it's constantly changing, there's always a change. But with his book, The Emperor of Gladness, it was talking about just this regular people, it's like they're stuck, and so rather it's almost like there's no change, um and it's almost like also there is no option to be out there on the the small town. And it really changed so much in how I also look at things. And I, as a individual, we have our own, like likes and desires, and missions, and dreams, and passion, and ambitions. And so yeah, this is like, it's almost like, yeah, people, not like they don't have ambition, but it's almost like it's not an option. And for me, that's very difficult, but at the same time, he makes it. This is what I said. It's like he just turned regular people, regular. It could be just regular story, but he turned it into something big and something rather interesting and very emotional as well. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but also it's actually that's what makes it even more magical and unique. So I guess this is what I really like, and I think that's why God bless Ocean. But that's why he's like added to a new favorite. I'm having goosebump right now talking about it, and one of my favorite author. I always have my favorite author because I like the suspense, and he actually, just by listening to him, I have to just kind of have my laptop here and run and just kind of add to the queue, just like nonstop playlist because I just can't get enough of this guy. And I think that's what I'll be doing here, you know, because he started like 5, 7 years ago. And so I wanted to know everything about this guy and his genius and his writings and all that stuff. So I know I can learn so much from that. um, I don't do I didn't do did really well with my English, but also English is my second language, but that is not an excuse. I really believe in there's always room for improvements, and I'm not very a big fan of like using all these fancy words either. And in fact, that's the first uh things that I learned when I went to university, believe it or not. And I was also in a honor society actually in a university, and so that was quite a enlightenment for me. And but you have to have that college level of writing, I guess. And sometimes me, I can kind of get lost with my um, comprehension, cohesiveness, I guess. But I've always have a comment from my professor or my teachers. They don't like to be called professor in the community college, but you know, um, like God, there's a potential, and I think for me that's really a big. I like essays, and but it really depends on the topic, right? Like but it has to challenge me enough to do these things also. And I know it's helpful because when I went to university, I mean, I would end up in the university anyways. Also, I have to transfer. I'm doing med school now, but when I first went to university, I went to, this was like 12 years ago or more, for business management, marketing management. But I dropped out because during that time, my kids are still little, they're still small, so I have to be a provider. And my marriage failed, so I have to kind of thrive and you know start from the scratch and work harder to be a provider, pretty much as a single mom. So that was I learned so much about that. So hard work is there. A lot, they always say, oh yeah, you don't like. No, I just never really believe in like working too hard if you can make it easy, but you gotta use your brain. You have to work smartly. Especially this. Um, Generation and this economics, I felt like you can only work so much and you can get burnt out. Like it happens, even my own family, like you get so tired. And but you have to remember to take care of yourself. And I think I'm blessed enough to be in a medical field where it's almost like an everyday, it's just a normal shift or thing to do, to watch out for a patient or clients. So that we're constantly reminded, I'm constantly reminded, or us, we healthcare workers. So it's uh it's nice to have that, but also it's very intense too, because I mean, it's very personal. But and this is what I'm trying to say is just because you're good at one thing, you have to also uh remember the whole psychological effect of it, not just like the physical, emotional, especially. It's very, very important. And spiritual. A lot of people also forgot about that. But for me, it's always my spiritual is actually here. And then, emotional and then physical. Because I felt like whatever is internal will bring out the physical. So you know, so I think it's very important. And for me also, like you could look good and felt like you're all always happy and like you can control your emotional aspect. But if you are losing the most important for me, maybe not to everybody, but the you know, I think that's why philosophy I like it because it actually talks a lot of religion. So I really like that. And anthropology is there's really more to it. So maybe next quarter, we'll have summer breaks. So I can't wait for that. But it's just, the I felt like it's so empty or hollow or shallow for for to look in a person with no spiritual, you know, um fulfillment or it's just it's empty, there's no context. It's worse than like boring. It's just, yeah, it's not good. um but anyways, so hopefully, I'm no, it's kind of random rather. And I'm not gonna be doing singing, although I love to, but just taking a quick break. And yeah, that I guess I touched the topic that I wanted. I mean, that guy, I mean, Bong, the author, I just call him guy. I mean, this genius author is my new favorite. It's added to my list, like because like James Paris is my favorite, like the suspense. I really like that thriller, like makes you think who did it, like that. And now it's very, very, for me, I love it so much because watch a lot of documentary and a lot of medical. So if you watch the history, I watch a lot of that. It used to be like a lot of like a romantic, and I think that's why the novel, they all kind of goes hands in hand. And now I'm kind of almost getting a little bit more deeper, like with history too. So I mean, thanks for Ocean. I really kind of appreciate it more now, and not just because it's necessary. I felt like with this studies and with my schooling, but it just it's very beneficial. um I do a lot of reading, but not all of them are like, within my book. I read different kinds of books, and I just kind of go with my um whatever I like. And I think it's still better than just doing other stuff that's not very beneficial, because the moment you read, you use your brain, and my eyes is overwork. And that's just why I love glasses. Going back to my collection, you think I forgot, huh? So there's a twist. But so the jewelry, because of the sentimental value, and they do really, I do watch the gold price, and like that, because I like the gold. Nothing wrong against with or with silver, but the metal, it's good. Platinum be nice, and the stones as well, but yeah, the gold. So jewelries, the glasses, the clothes, um and let me see. I do like my coffee, so it's, and I know, like, how is that collection? Oh yeah, there's more to it. But I'm not one of those with like, 50 or more of a pair of drinking tumblers or whatever. Like, no. Um, I mean, I can if I wanted to, but rather I have it in like just the coffee itself, like really good coffee, like from around the world as well. Like I have, I think my three favorites are the one from Hawaii, Arabic coffee, which is I have that brand Mahmood, but I also use, I have like three different coffee makers, and then I do the Keurig is my favorite because it's so fast, and I have the older version too. That takes a little bit longer, but I think it's completely it's broken, so it's done. And then what do you call it? The other ones, the last but not least, um the collection I have is, you want to guess? Shoes. I have so many of them. Yeah, in fact, I think I have 200, close to 300 last time. This is back in 2016. So 11 years ago. um, I mean, 11 years ago, 9 years ago. Um, it's but because I felt like, yeah, it's 11 years ago because we sold the first house 2014. So 2015, I already started my collection. So yeah, and it's almost yeah, it will be 10 years, 11 years. So there you go, anniversary, 10, yay. Um, so I have that just really different kind of shoes. So I have the sexy shoes, but it's mostly more like a rock and roll shoes because the band. So I have like a lot of like wedge and I mean you have boots. I love boots. Then stilettos, but I do also have like really nice stilettos too. But they that's just for more like the dates. But when I perform, I have boots. Like I like boots. Yeah, different kinds, different colors. I don't really have like specific, but I think maybe for shoes, it's always gonna be a little bit darker, except for like I felt like a lot of lighter or white for like rubber shoes. Yeah, I but it's really quite random actually, and then I can have just the middle where it's like grays and blue, beige, like neutral, you know. So, like the brown shade. And yeah, and I still just it's just crazy to think that it's almost mid 2025 and in wait, is it a month? Less more or less I'll be in a year be added in my age. 24 years old. No, I'm kidding. 42. Just switch it. But I thank God that I'm healthy, I'm happy, and life can be challenging sometimes, but I would rather have that than because again, not okay, but medically speaking, if you're right, that's not good. So you want to make sure you have your ups and downs and also truly God would not give you problems that you would not handle or you can't handle and sometimes he really does test you and see where you're at, which side you're in, and if you really actually trust him. So that's just what I learned. 41 that years of living and existing and I don't like the existing actually, just the word existing. So yeah, living. um it's I'm in also stage in my life where my kids are in college. I do miss them. They're coming back though, so which is nice. But also kind of I can just be like on my own if I wanted to. It's kind of like starting over, but in a good way, not like starting over to for my me and my kids. But of course, I'm gonna be forever mother, and it's not just me. Us, we all be hopefully forever parents because there are parents that are have abandoned their children or whatever. But you know. Uh, yeah, I guess so. I completed my collection story, the new author, because I really like reading and not just school, but like then I have to really study for quizzes and those just exam every week. And we have a longer for psychology, but there's like a research and stuff like that. And with the philosophy, I don't know yet because I don't get our grades, so I can't really tell. But I think I was. I'm very good at it. I can say that. And I'm not really, I know there's a GPA to achieve for nursing, um, but it's also kind of it's just nice to know that I'm understanding it. I would not cheat just to, you know, tell the school or the teachers that, I'm actually smart enough. And I think for me, this is a really, I know it sounds so or maybe not sound cliche because for me, I go to school to learn, not because I already know stuff, right? So I always have that mentality where I'm always a learner, like a beginner almost, although I am expert on some areas and skills. But this is also what Vong said about or Ocean about just act like you're beginners, have that mind so yeah, like a learner, I guess. And I really like that. And that's very, very humbling and that's very humble. And I guess this is why a lot of people also loves the 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 guy, Ocean. So to wrap it up, thank you so much. Made it to almost 30. I'm gonna try to upload this one. And this is probably gonna go in my backup account. So Have a good day and thanks for listening to me. Ciao. Till next time.